A healthy and balanced diet is absolutely pivotal to not only our physical health, but our psychological and emotional well-being as well. The impact the foods and drinks we consume can have upon us is often underestimated, as a result of which we may neglect or overlook the consequences of our dietary practices. The truth is, however, that our body extracts the essential nutrients it requires from whatever we consume for cell repair, restoration, and rejuvenation. When we are over-consuming certain products and under-consuming others, then we risk missing out on vitamins, minerals, and compounds which are actually critical to our health and well-being in the long term. Meat is one such example. Whilst in moderation it can have a positive effect, when it is consumed excessively, it can become a cause for serious concern and discomfort. If you have an irresistible craving for knowledge and exploration, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel for even more absorbing and intriguing content. Overall, meat is an excellent source of protein, vitamins, and minerals, and it can actually be incorporated into a healthy and balanced diet. For example, red meat is abundant with iron, zinc, and B vitamins, and it is one of the most easily attainable sources of vitamin B12 in the average diet. It is when it is eaten in excess, especially red meats and processed meats, that it can become problematic. These meats are incredibly high in saturated fats, which can raise blood cholesterol levels and also increase someone's likelihood of developing bowel cancer and coronary heart disease. For example, a study revealed that consuming a hot dog a day was associated with a 20% increased risk of death from cardiovascular disease or cancer. Evidently, many benefits can be derived from limiting your consumption of meat as much as you can. Following is a breakdown of ways in which eating too much meat can affect your body. Number 1. First and foremost, it can cause constipation and painful bowel movements. Meat contains a huge amount of protein, but not much fiber at all. It is essential that you supplement your diet with fibrous foods such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Number 2. One of the most sinister consequences of excess meat consumption is the effect it can have on your heart. Red meat contains high levels of saturated fats and sodium, and if you're eating it at the expense of fibrous foods, then it can result in chronic or even life-threatening heart problems. Number 3. Meat can take more than 5 hours to digest, which is more than any other food category. This means that when you consume meat, your digestive system is working much harder for long periods of time. The additional effort and energy required will probably leave you feeling tired and bloated. Number 4. The proteins in meat contain a compound called purines. When purines are processed through the digestive system, they are converted into uric acid. Your kidneys might not be able to remove high levels of uric acid effectively, leading to the formation of kidney stones and crystals in your joints and tissues. Number 5. In order to function effectively, your kidneys require water. As your body is digesting the meat you consume and converting purines into uric acid, it will need a lot of water in order to process it. If you are not drinking enough water or consuming too much meat, then you're at an increased risk of dehydration. Number 6. You might also be more susceptible to bacteria and viruses and becoming sick more often. This is because if you're consuming primarily meat, then you're not consuming enough vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. These contain the antioxidants and anti-inflammatories you need to combat illness as quickly as possible. Number 7. In one study, researchers discovered that people who increased their consumption of red meat over time also increased their likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes by a shocking 48%. It is believed that the underlying factor for this correlation is obesity. Red meat is high in calories, and eating too much of it can result in obesity, which is also one of the major risk factors for diabetes. Number 8. The production and distribution of meat is far from sustainable. The meat industry produces vast amounts of greenhouse gases, wastes invaluable resources such as land and water, and also has some questionable ethical practices. By reducing your consumption, you can fulfill your role when it comes to protecting the environment and adhering to a sustainable lifestyle. Generally, it is recommended that you eat a couple of servings of red meat every week. It is advised that your diet should consist mainly of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, dairy products, poultry, fish, and nuts. Foods such as red meat and sugary sweets and beverages should be limited as much as they can. There are countless sources of plant-based proteins that are available as well, which means that it shouldn't be too difficult to replace red meat in your diet with healthier alternatives. If you found this video interesting and informative, then please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for even more content like this.